Let's talk about the Cardinals. They carpet bombed Denver.
They did. That's a little insensitive, but it's true because it was a 16-5 game. It ended the Cardinals' 7-game win streak. But they lost 16-5. Ryan McMahon hit a 495-foot homer for the longest drive by a Colorado player at Coors Field ever.
That's saying something.
Right?
There have been some bombs.
There have been some major bombs.
Yeah.
Randall Grichuk went 5 for 5 that night. And Miles Mikolas for the Cardinals is their starter. He was an all-star this season. He was tagged for 10 runs, 14 hits in just 2 2/3 innings, Brad.
Poor guy.
Holy cow. 10 runs in 2 2/3 innings?
Why do you leave your guy in?
It's like Colorado decided they were going to save up all season's worth of effort and triumph and just dumped it into this game.
Well, what they did was they saved their pitching for this game because they've been in some shootouts. I watched a game with them earlier this season. It was like 14-16 was the final or something like that. They ended up losing that one because their pitching couldn't get it together. But like, I feel like this year above every year in the past, like the Coors Field effect has truly been felt. They talk about it all the time, right? The guys hit really well in Coors Field, but like this year, I'm like, yeah, there are a lot of dingers going out of that stadium this year. And I think that I wonder the Rockies are finally like, we're not going to win any games. Let's just put on a show. Trot out the worst guys we have in AAA. They'll just throw batting practice to the opponents. Everybody likes to watch home runs. Come on.
Yeah. Sell seats. Sell tickets. Yeah.
Fans come to watch their team anyway. Come on.
That's right. Have you been to Coors, though?
I haven't, no.
Man, it's beautiful. It's a killer experience.
I bet it is. It looks like
so,
it.
Colorado has a grand total of 436 win percentage this year. They're 51-66, which is significantly better than I thought it was, honestly. Even though that puts them at 30 games back behind LA.
In the NL West.
We got to realign some stuff. Like, we just need a realignment so bad. But what do you do? Do you put all the bad teams in one spot?
I mean, that's the AL Central, right?
Yeah, or do you put one great team, one perennial winner in every division? Because then they could just mop up the division every year.
But then there's no parity,
it's a catch-22.
And I feel like baseball has better parity than most other sports.
Yeah.
Just because it is so unpredictable. You never know when guys are going to be on or off. And it's the only sport to not have a repeat champion this century.
Right.
So, yeah, it
awesome.
does feel like the Yankees or the Red Sox go every year, but it's because the Blue Jays, Rays, the Rays are good, right?
Yeah.
They go just about every year, but like the Orioles have just been terrible for a long time. They just could not get it hit, and they finally have this year. So that's going to mix things up. The Mets have been metting the bed the last several years and having issues with that.
That's right.
So there's
now they're in first place, 5.5 games up.
Yeah.
It was like one game there for a while.
It was close until they played the Braves. Yeah, once they went head to head with the Braves, then they jumped out ahead. But no, I don't know. There does need to be some realignment, I feel like, in the Central divisions, just because they are they're like 3 or 4 steps behind the other divisions.
They are.
And I don't know what it is.
2 steps for sure.
Yeah, at least.
I don't know what it is either.
So the Mariners are 62-54 and the Guardians are 61-53. Even St. Louis on top of the NL Central is 63-51.
Yep. Whereas the Mets are 75-40. And the next second place, Braves, 70-46.
Yeah.
Even the Phillies, who are the NL East third place team, is at 64-51. That's St. Louis's record is 63-51.
Yeah.
And that's third place in the NL East.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, the Padres in second place in the NL West are 65-52 going into today. So it's
and Cleveland's 62-54.
And I feel like that's the way it's been the last 10 years too.
10 years.
That the central divisions in both leagues are just behind the others. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they can't attract free agents, but I mean, guys go to St. Louis, guys go obviously to Minnesota.
They go to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is.